Alright, so we said that figure P2-21 has that symmetry. We see the symbols for symmetry along that axis. The issue is that we have to make an assumption that our center starts at this circle and the arc will go in a 180 degree, and at the very bottom is where this circle will be placed at the quadrant, and then the bottom of the rectangle at 40, and then the top of the rectangle at another 40. So it's not explicitly called out, but based on the view and the direction, that's about what we have to go on. So if this was a working drawing, I would probably go ahead and put in a firm dimension that says, whatever, either what this gap is, or from the circle center to the center of this arc. So this is a metric part, and because we're dealing with symmetry, we're going to go in directly into the center line, vertical infinite length, place it on the origin, and I want to do that lower geometry first. And so that is a diameter of 30. Okay, and then we have the center point arc start at the origin, and if I drag out, alright, so based on where I wanted to start and where it ended up, I'm not totally happy with that, but if I keep going around, I can get it a little bit closer, and then we'll just drag the end point out and start working on our geometry the other way. Alright, so radius of 110. And I think I want to go ahead, just so this doesn't move unexpectedly, is I'm going to control select the points. Alright, so the two endpoints of the arc and the origin are all going to be horizontal to each other. Alright, so that gets it to go fully defined. Alright, and then we'll put in the lower arc as a radius of 30, so that'll be a diameter of 60. Alright, so if I still wanted to see, since I got the leader in there anyway, we'll run through this again. If I wanted to see this as a radius, that will change it from kind of that linear over to the radial and give us that position. Alright, and then we're still in center rectangle, so choice is corner and center. The other three aren't really doing anything for me here, so we'll pick the location at the center line, drag out some distance, and we're given 70 from the center line. And not sure what I hit there. That was the desired, but okay, where did you go? Alright, so that was an interesting move. Let's go ahead and drag that back down, since it did it twice and I'm not entirely sure why. We will stay with that. So smart dimension 40 millimeters for the height, 40 millimeters to the bottom edge, and that puts it in to position. Alright, so the last one, since the circles will kind of overlap, if I were to put the 20 millimeter radius in, I think it will go with the center point arc here. And we'll drag out to the side and keep dragging until you get the desired result. And then when you let go, it'll place it. Alright, so radius of 20 millimeters. And that makes sense that it comes up to the center point of the rectangle. Alright, so the ends are defined when they went coincident. Could trim this out, but it's one of those I think I can pick when I go to make the extrude without too much trouble. Alright, so when we do the facets along the top, we're going to have one Looks like 3 total line segments. Alright, so the first one is 20 by 30. Okay, so that puts us into, and then we're given the very top one is 40. Okay, moving over to the other side. Next point will be 70. And then the last point will be 35. Okay, so that looks pretty good. We will select the first segment, hold down the control button, select the other 2 segments, keep holding that control button down and select the center line. We'll go right into the mirror entities. Okay, so that gives me my enough contours regions to work from. Alright, so when we go into the extrude, we will pick the outside shape, and then I also want to include the notch. And this thickness is 5 millimeters. So that gives us the shape. The interiors were given fillets of 5 millimeters. So I'm going to select one of these, go into the fillet, we'll pick up the next one, and then let's see, that's a little too many. I'd rather take my chances with the bottom 2. Alright, so if we rotate around, the lower edge appears to have the fillets on them, so we'll pick those separately. Alright, so 10 millimeters, the radial boxes, I'm not in the habit of using those, but rather than scroll, I can also come up to the info box at the fillet. So 5 millimeters here or 5 millimeters here. Sometimes it's a little disconcerting to see 8 decimal places, but I think we'll call that one pretty good. Alright, so again, kind of seeing through the noise of the sketches, start making decisions and go with the geometry and let it develop and evolve. Alright, so we'll save this and we're on to the next one.